We here. We live. We here. Uncensored. Philly Sports Podcast.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be talking about these conference finals. We here. Throw the plug in there. Catch us on our platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, iTunes. Like, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But we here after the Milwaukee Bucks mopped the Atlanta Hawks. Man, it was a good first quarter, but the second quarter they just took off, and I think it was up by like 40, 42 at the most at one point.
Yeah.
Man, it got out of hand fast. I don't.
Go ahead.
I still think there's going to be a good series. I like a couple things Milwaukee did though in this series. I mean, we could talk about it. We're going to jump into it tonight. Go ahead, Ethan. You want to jump on something?
I want to see Hambino. I want to see all these cats, all these Atlanta fans. I want to see y'all here now, ASAP. I want y'all in the live. No, but I mean, they probably will come up. I mean, this is a hard loss to swallow. I mean, I don't think the only team that got beat down this bad, this deep into the playoffs was the team that did the beating down today, was Milwaukee. Remember, they got beat down by like 50 by the Nets, and they actually came back to win the series. So all is not lost. All is not lost. I still do think Milwaukee's going to win the series, but some things really stood out to me today. This is what I told you. What's good, and Pumans. This is what I'm surprised. Like Ethan mentioned this last podcast. I'm surprised they didn't like. Ethan was like, didn't y'all watch what Trae was doing to the Sixers? Like, why y'all just letting this dude just go off, run around screens, nobody really stepping up and knocking down all kind of shots, getting to the paint easily, throwing these floaters. They put up a straight wall today that they would not let Trae penetrate, and they was prepared for that floater and that oop. They was smacking all that down.
Wow.
They was smacking all that. Every time he went up to go that oop, Lopez would beat it up. Giannis beat it up. They was beating it all up.
They was.
They beating it all up. And that was one of the main reasons why they started getting out. And then they also started playing the passing lanes really, really well because Trae, once they put the wall up, he was a little bit more reluctant to shoot. And now he started passing, and they was jumping right that passing lane. Boom.
The only problem when you shoot, you get long rebounds, and Drew Holiday was running out too, so you get fast breaks. So it's tough. It's tough, but the playoffs is all about adjustments. I'm interested to see what Nate does, what type of adjustments he does. He's a good coach.
Yeah.
I still think it's going 7. I still think it's going 7.
I do too.
I'm surprised they held him to 15 points though. Trae Young.
He didn't play the whole 4. He didn't have a lot of minutes.
Yeah, he played 28 minutes.
But even when he was in the game at halftime, I think he only had like 13. They definitely put the shackle on. Drew went to work. See, one of the things they did as well when they put that wall up, they also made, and Drew was attacking the first game too, but he was even more aggressive this game. He went to work on Trae, and offensively and defensively, he played an outstanding game. I got to give Drew a lot of credit because he was getting beat down for letting Trae go off for 48, and everybody, oh, you supposed to be the defensive stopper, and you let this bull do this to you and this that. Nah, he said okay, all right, and he went to work.
I'm looking at this. He only had 3 assists too.
Yeah, they was playing the oop. I mean, they got they got long. Even though Ben and them is long, they have Giannis and they have Lopez, and they was long. They was getting in there, making it a little difficult, and Drew was making it a little difficult too for him. So he had a tough night. It's one game, like my man said, Phil. You right, Phil. It's one game, and I said Nate McMillan will make adjustments. So I'm interested to see how they do come back. But
what's up, Sir Wesley? But this is what I said. With some people on here, he not on here tonight, that was calling out Lopez. Remember, what about your man Lopez? Lopez showed up, showed out. He was 6 for 8. Matter of fact, he for real, he was like 6 for 7 because 1 3 he chucked up toward the end of the half. I think they counted that. He missed it, but it was like a half-court heave he threw up when the half was coming up. So if you take that shot out, he was actually 6 for 7, 16 points, 6 for 7, 16 points, went 3 for 4. The stats say 3 for 5, but if we take out that last second heave, 3 for 5 from 3. He also ranked in, grabbed in 3 steals, a block, and a rebound. And them steals was huge because, like I said, he got his hands. He got actually a lot of tip balls that he didn't get credit for a steal on. He was very active in the middle. They worked a big man. I remember I said to you before, and y'all hated on me. I felt at certain times, not even necessarily during the Atlanta series, but maybe he could have tried it. I thought Doc could have ran just in spurts a little Dwight B action, just to see what would happen. See what happened.
They never did it ever.
Yeah, they never did it. I felt they should have did it just to see what. Because my thing, this is what I keep saying. Dwight is very athletic, so he can cover a lot of floor space. He can move around. I thought they should at least try it in spurts just to see how it would work. He never tried it at all. But I love the Lopez, Giannis. Now Dwight can't shoot like Lopez, so you got that advantage. But yeah, I love how that works.
2 bulls clogging the paint unless you have Bede out at the 3-point line
Listen, let's give Giannis his props too. He attacked all night. I think he took like 1 3 and 1 jump.
He took 3 threes. He was 3.
Okay, but he attacked all night. Other than that, some was during the blowout. I don't know why he took him, but other than that, he was really going hard to the basket. Give hats off to Giannis. And you know what else is important to a team? A Bobby Portis type player. OG Bobby Johnson comes in and gets the team fired up. You need that. It feel like Atlanta got a bunch of them guys, though. That's why I feel like Atlanta's going to be in the series, all 7, because they got a bunch of guys that come in. They hungry. They just try to fire their team up. They bring that energy. And once Bobby came in, they went on like a 20-0 run. He brought that energy. He brought that fire.
They play him last series.
He brought that hustle. Yeah, he missed 3 games or something, right?
They just wouldn't play him. He was unplayable. It wasn't a good
playing against Kevin and them.
Yeah, it wasn't a good matchup in that series. But this series, the coach is able to play him.
But you do need high energy. I mean, they got a couple dudes. I mean, the bull whatchamacall, once again, the person who's not here was also hating on the bull. What's his name? Tucker. Tucker brings a lot of energy, a lot of heart. He's like they, huh?
He had 1 point.
He did.
No. But that's what I'm saying. But he was dog. You see how many rebounds he grabbed the rebound. He was surrounded by 3 Atlanta players, and he went up. He was the only bull in there in a white jersey and came up with a rebound. This is the type of stuff he almost like they Draymond. Yeah. Except he don't handle the ball as much, but he high energy, high intensity. The only thing about Tucker is I swear every time he don't get a call, you think he about to have a nervous breakdown. He got that nervous breakdown. But he bring it emotional every game. And that's what I was saying Atlanta had over the Sixers. They had emotional, high energy boys who was hype. Gallinari hype all the time. Collins hype. They got dudes who when you down or when you need that energy, they pick you up. Tonight, it was the Bucks night. It's only 1 game, but they normally got them type dudes that can help them out with that. But Bucks have those guys as well. So, I mean, like everybody's saying, Sir Wesley said it. I mean, I think Phil said it. It's only 1 game, but somebody said too it was a weird game. They thought the game was kind of, I guess, felt kind of weird.
It was. Let me ask y'all, getting beat down like that, and it was like nothing you could do work. Is that like a mental edge to the Bucks in Game 3, or are we home in Atlanta? Everything you got to shake that off in new game.
Well, you got to look what the Bucks did in the last series. They got that 50 piece that they took. And they came back and they won that series. So I think it's the makeup of the team. If your team is built a certain way, you got to look at it just 1 game. I think Atlanta is built differently. I do think that they're looking at it just 1 game and they'll come back. I believe in Atlanta for some reason. I don't know why, but I do.
I don't like the Bucks coaching. Their team to me sometimes they make a lot of mental errors. They play out of control sometimes. I think they're really not a good coach team. I mean, correct me if
you saying the Bucks?
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's not
coach after this series.
I'm not going to say he's not a good coach, but he could do some things better. I mean, me and you talked about on the text message to play with Drew. Like I would have gave Drew all kind of business early in the game, and they let Trae get a steal. Atlanta scored. and they went to inbound, and Drew was standing almost at half court. Like, he forced the inbounder to throw the ball to half court.
For the ball. Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, I'm like, bro, go get the rock. What did you? If I was his coach, I would have went off. I would have went clean off. Like, that's just dumb play. But if Atlanta was hot tonight, that's a play that possibly could have cost them the game. But fortunately enough, Atlanta was off. They wasn't clicking. They wasn't even hitting their open shots. Collins was off. Trae was off. With the Boggs dude, I know he came in and hit a shot early, but I think
he's still not up to par. He's still like 8 points.
He played 18 minutes. You know what I mean?
Atlanta fans, y'all happy to have Cam Reddish back? Think he's gonna give y'all a little something? Future game?
I noticed that. Yeah. I mean, he might. He had
11 points today.
Yo, you know what? They was all in garbage time, but he did. Nate McMillan hides Trae Young on defense better than anybody I've seen. You don't hunt this guy. PJ Tucker standing in the corner like he's going to shoot a three. PJ, just put him in the post. Get the ball. You can always pass out. I don't understand why they don't hunt him. I remember that in the Sixers versus Indiana, I think it was the first series with Mark Jackson, they was hunting Allen Iverson every play. I guess it's a different breed of basketball now where everybody stands for the three-way for the shot. But I would hunt Trae Young.
I would too.
Every play. I don't get it.
It's a very effective kind of soft zone that they play that allows other players to rotate in his behalf. They have mastered the way doing the zone that they set up where Trae isn't always compromised against a defender one-on-one, especially a bigger defender. And more than likely anybody he plays, since he only like 6'1", or they say maybe 5'11", that he's not putting in them awkward situations more often than not. They got, like you said, I agree. They know how to hide them very, very well. And it worked to their advantage because you don't get a chance to abuse them. But somebody made the comment and they said Phil made the comment, just I guess switching gear just a little bit. He said, "What y'all think about trading Wiggins for Wiseman? Simmons for Wiseman, Wiggins."
I'll do it in a heartbeat.
If I was Golden State, I would not do it. If I was the Sixers, I would do it. I like Poole, I like Wiggins, and I like Wiseman. I don't think they'll do Wiseman. I don't think they'll do Wiseman because Wiseman is he's an up and coming starter to me. Like, would you do Wiseman unless you're thinking about replacing Bede later on down the line? But
Wiseman's a very good player.
He is.
It's a little controversial, but if I was the Sixers, I would try to trade Embiid.
I knew he was going to say it.
I would try to get rid of Embiid and stack. I would take Wiseman, and I would take everything that Golden State have, and I give them Embiid, and I would sit there and load. I take Wiggins, Wiseman, their first round draft pick that they got. I'll take everything, and I'll build my team with a bunch of shooters around Ben.
If you look at Atlanta, like the way they doing it with Trae,
they doing it right.
I agree. They doing it the right way. You do got to pick a major player and kind of build around him.
Yeah.
He's that guy you could build around. Bede is a guy you come with Trae and Bede. I think Bede is the guy you need to build around, and you got to put the right players. I know Ethan kind of think the ball dominant player needs to be the one to build around, but we have arguably the best big man in the game. So why not try to effectively build around him and get some guards who can be effective scoring?
I think it's hard unless Embiid turns into a quick Joker with his passing. He's going to be hard to build around. Exactly. He's not a good enough passer out the post or ball handler to me to build around him.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree with Sir West. He said trade Embiid, homie. He was the reason why the Hawks had trouble. I absolutely agree. If it wasn't for Embiid, we would have got outright blasted in this series. Tobias came up lane. Ben, Nuff said, and Seth was balling. So it was really Seth and Embiid that was the only players we had playing consistent basketball. Maxey came and gave us a little spark. Shake came and gave us a little spark. But for the most part, it was really Ben and Seth that was carrying. Bede and Seth that was carrying this team. To me, you don't trade Bede. You got a man that effect. I don't trade.
Let me ask y'all something. After watching this Hawks team for 9 games, I really changed my opinion on this Hawks team. They have a very good, young, up-and-coming team, man. they keep their players and they got Cam Reddish and Hunter come back. They got a nice young team, man. They hats off the way they built, the way they coached. They gonna be a
that
problem.
old coach doing? What was he doing to have them struggling like that?
Well, it was Nate. Remember it was Trae Young's first year, right? Wasn't he a rookie or 2 years?
He got fired in the middle of
this year. He got fired.
Yeah.
I mean, coaching is about knowing personalities too, like knowing how to make people mesh. He was able to come in there and get Collins and Trae working and getting the system and getting everybody to buy in to the system and work it around Trae, but at the same time not make it exclusive about Trae. I was listening to first. I mean, Undisputed with Skip and Shannon. They made a couple good points just about like Dallas and whatchamacallit was on there. What's his name? Chris Broussard. Just about what Dallas is going through with the board. What's his name? Luka, where the team is turning on Luka. Bulls ain't happy with playing with Luka because they feel the offense is too much centered around him. He dominates the ball too much. Now Trae, on the other hand, dominates the ball, but everybody still feels apart. It's a thin line and a sweet balance, a sweet spot you gotta find to make that happen. And doggone it, if Nick McMillan ain't working it to the best of his ability, he has worked it, and that's why Atlanta rolling. And I know Atlanta fans. I saw one of them say it's a dark day because of the way they lost, but y'all did what y'all was supposed to do.
You want that split?
Y'all took the home game and y'all still have home court advantage.
Yeah, y'all up. Y'all up in the series.
Yeah, y'all good. Like y'all, I mean, granted, somebody said earlier, I think it was Ampu Mines, not Ampu Mines. It was triplet three. He said you men not seem so humble. You needed that Hawks loss. I didn't necessarily need the Hawks. I did need the Hawks loss a little bit. But my thing is, I'm still saying y'all in a good position. Y'all not out of it, bro. Y'all won the first home game, so y'all going back to Atlanta with a split. So all y'all gotta do is handle business in Atlanta. I mean, and y'all still up in the series. So I mean, we're gonna see how the rest play out. But y'all did what y'all supposed to do, man. Y'all don't. If that's Nate's message to the team, that should be his most important message. We did what we had to do. Forget this game. Put in the rear view. We was off. They capitalized. Go to Atlanta and handle business.
Yeah. Yo, this actually though, this is good basketball, man. Even though it was a blowout, these playoffs has been real good basketball. Almost got an old school feel to it, man. It's physical. The refs letting them play a little bit.
I agree.
LeBron.
It sound like it's a lot of John going back and forth with Atlanta and the Bucks too. I like it. The Bucks seemed like they took that loss personal. Atlanta seemed like they was doing a lot of John and rapping after that win they had a couple of days ago. And Milwaukee let them hear about it. That's what you want to see. You lose like that, you want to bounce back and get that win. So we're gonna see if Atlanta got that bounce back in. They say that family. They feel like they're a close team. Let's see if they can get back in practice, huddle around, get around coach, and see if they can come back focused for game 3 because they're gonna have to because Milwaukee seem like they're not playing no more.
I absolutely agree. Anthony Rodriguez, I'm gonna address that comment because I didn't even hear about that. I'm gonna address your comment a little bit. But I agree. This is going to show you this is gut check time for Atlanta. This is going to show you what they cut from. Because if they could come back and win this game after getting waxed the way they did, this is going to say a lot. This is going to say a lot about their coaching staff. And this is going to say a lot about their demeanor and, like you said, the closeness of their team. So I'm interested to see when they play Sunday. Is it going to be, or is it going to be Monday?
No, Sunday. They play every other game now, every other day rather.
Okay, into the finals.
Yeah, we got a few Sixers questions out there in the chat.
Yeah, I seen Nets may listen. Nets may listen to trade offers for Kyrie, and you know what? Ben Simmons will fit nicely over there with the Nets. Ben Simmons will fit nicely. He's what they need.
Now,
I don't want to do it because it's in the same division.
It's
in the same conference.
What? No, stop. See, no. You don't what? You hold on. You don't want to do it if you're the Nets, if you don't want to do it if you're the Sixers.
The Sixers. Only because
Are y'all hearing this in the chat?
Hold on. Only because you have to play them and you don't and you don't want to lose to the Nets.
I want to play the Nets when they have Ben Simmons. Yes. I would love to play. So if you telling me.
Let me ask you think it'll work or no?
It won't work.
With the Nets, with Simmons going to the Nets.
Yeah, you think it'll work for the Nets, not the Sixers. Let's talk about the Nets first.
I mean, it will work better for the Nets because they have two. If Harden come back, we all expect the Harden to come back healthy, 100% off the hamstring joint. KD gonna be KD. If they can come back the way they are, it's a better fit for Ben with the Nets than for the Sixers because we need Ben to score. They wouldn't need Ben to score as bad as we do. Now, if you telling me we getting our hands on Kyrie,
he is unpredictable.
If you telling me we getting our hands on Kyrie, now I understand Kyrie got he in and out the games and all that kind of stuff like that or whatever. My only problem with Kyrie is he's had a consistent problem with getting hurt, especially come to playoff time. For some reason, he's had a terrible history with being injured, either right before or during the playoffs and during the finals when he.
He'll fit right in with our team and Embiid then.
But
Kyrie what?
Yes.
No, he's saying because he getting hurt. Tim Troll. That is how you hate. But my thing is, if you put a healthy Kyrie and Embiid together, come on. And now Tobias is where Tobias should be. He'll be your third person, your third scorer, the third person in your lineup as regards necessity. So you put him where he needs to be at. Embiid is number one, or Kyrie, they can interchange.
Who will be the better team then?
Sixers. I'm taking Sixers with that lineup. I'm definitely taking Sixers.
Only because of B. Because B to be a problem. Then B. Imagine B and Kyrie doing a pick and roll. Come on, man.
But then
I just don't think the Sixers do. I just don't think the Sixers would do it.
Yeah, we traded.
What? No, I don't think the Nets. I don't think the Nets.
We traded McNabb. Ephraim, you being greedy.
I'm sorry, but y'all give me a headache. Go ahead, Tim. My bad.
We traded McNabb within the division, but we knew he was already washed up, so it wasn't hard to trade him within the division.
Simmons mentally washed up. But that's hard, man.
If you trade Ben Simmons within our division, within that Eastern, that Atlantic Conference, that's a problem because he's still good. And if he come back shooting, everything is contingent on that he's not playing well or he's playing like he was before, which was still pretty decent. But if he comes back with a jump shot,
so you would say, hold on, let me. So you saying you wouldn't do that?
I still want to see. I would like to see Ben Simmons one more year.
All right, let me ask you. You gonna keep saying this. You gonna keep saying this to year 10. Let me ask you. What's harder to come back from? A physical injury or a mental injury like Ben has?
Mental.
I don't know. All depends.
Mental. Listen, Tim. Who was that? Phil? Somebody said
he like Colin Sexton and Kemba. I like Kemba. I like Colin Sexton too. I know he gets a lot of shots up over there in Cleveland. He's not as efficient as Kyrie. Kyrie is very efficient at what he does. I like Sexton though. Will he fit here with Embiid? I don't know.
When Eldrin J. Wayne took off tonight, I think he was spending some family time, or maybe his wife hit him upside the head for acting up or something. I don't know, but he gonna be back on the next draw. But my thing is, I would definitely take the I would consider the Cleveland trade, getting a number for the number.
You got a cake for Ben.
Yeah, Tim. Get on. Please get on him. I would consider.
I was saying trade Ben after Game 7, and I had to come to my senses. That was all emotion. It was all raw. It was all raw emotion. But now I'm back. That's my dude, and I want to give him one more shot before we okay, you got to go.
You're gonna keep hearing that. One more shot.
My thing is, Tim is, and we talked about this earlier on our text, John. But Tim is under the impression that if you give Ben one more year and he don't change, now you could just trade him again and his value will still be the same. If you give Ben another year and he's still the same, his value has decreased dramatically at that point. There's no way you're telling me that he hit rock bottom, like you were saying.
Your thought process is that he is not going to get better. So you're already going with the glass half empty.
I'm just saying, no. I'm just saying what you said. You said give him one more year. If he doesn't get better, you trade him. That's what you said, right?
Yes, but if he don't get better, I'm saying he will get better.
No,
but if he don't get better, he is lowers his value.
Yes.
I think there's still going to be some team out there that's going to be like, you know what? I still think that I have what it takes to get him to a certain
But you're not going to get what you would like say right now you can get Kyrie for him. If he doesn't shoot this season, that's not going to be available on the table without throwing in a whole lot of extra stuff.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying. Now,
Ampu
Mons is talking about Dinwiddie. I like Dinwiddie.
I like Dinwiddie too.
We have enough to pay what he's going to demand? I don't think so. Because remember, we have 3 max players.
We had 3. We had 4 before we traded the ball to OKC. So why can't we get that 4th one again?
I mean, we gotta cut back on we can't resign Danny. I know Doc was talking about bringing back Danny. You ain't gonna be able to resign Danny. You ain't gonna be able to resign the backup for Dwight. You gonna have to find one. I mean, backup for Embiid. You have to find one of those. Who else money come off the cap? I gotta remember that.
But
I know you said
about it, we got a bunch of young guys that can contribute next year.
You still have to build. You can't just dump money in the forward play. You got to build a team.
And that's why I said we still got a bunch of young guys that's on that original deal. That's going to be on that original deal for the next 2 or 3 years. So you do have it. Like Maxey money, Paul Reed's money, all of that. That's a little bit of money that's on the books for the next 2 or 3 years.
Can you depend on them to be contributors off your bench and for your rotation?
Well,
is Paul Reed? We don't know. I think Maxey can. I don't know about Paul Reed.
I think Paul Reed was the MVP of the G League. And I think as long as he continues working on his game, I can't see why we won't be able to depend on him.
What does MVP of the G League even mean?
No, listen. I'm not going to hate on the G League. The reason why I'm not going to hate on the G League because the G League actually got Shake Milton and step his game up a little bit.
No, don't even. That was a bad example.
But he did a little bit. But he also got the bull. What's his name? Jordan Poole. When he was the one they was talking about possibly in the trade with for Ben. When they sent him down to G League, he came back balling. I mean, he came back playing a major role in Golden State's run when they got into the playoffs or got into the playing games. My thing is, I'm gonna ask the question that who just asked it, Tashawn. Do y'all think Ben should be traded? Well, we know what Tim feels.
Or remember, read the rest. He said, should we get it? Or work around, just get another point guard and work around Ben. So Ben won't be your point guard now. Yeah, so as a position, would you?
FXL say the same thing.
Would your position change him?
My thing is the only way I keep Ben is to do that. I would have to bring in somebody like a Dinwiddie, somebody who can handle the rock. Even a Kyle Lowry, I know he's a little old. I would rather get somebody else, but even somebody like that who could set your offense up. And then put Ben as like a point forward, whether the small or the power, wherever you want to put him at. And take him off the ball as much, just to see what his progression is. Now, if he starts shooting, then you can even go back to him dominating the ball a little bit more if he makes this mental and physical change that we all need to make. But I'm not coming back into the season with Ben as my starting point guard.
No, Ben needs to do it. This what Ben need. Well, if I have Ben Simmons on my team, he needs to concentrate on getting a rebound and pushing. You're the guy that gets the rebound and push. You're not the guy that when somebody else get the rebound, they pass it to you, then you push. The only time you pushing is when you get the rebound. You know what I mean? So concentrate on getting the board and pushing. Then we can see that's better for you in transition. That's how you run your transition. Other than that, I gotta take that guy off the ball.
Which McCall says, Titan DMC said Middleton is a G League dude. I didn't know that.
He is. Yeah, he was. So was Covington. You're right. Him and Covington were G League dudes. And look what Middleton did tonight. He dropped the egg.
Yeah, I don't trust them. Not fully trust these dudes because I do think those blue chip players are blue chips for a reason. And that's why I
like Middleton. I ain't.
He's too up and down, though. He's too up and down.
He has been very streaky this playoffs, man. What he had tonight? Let me just give you his numbers. 15, 7 and 8. He was 6 for 13 from the field and 2 for 7 from the three. And the other night he had it.
6 for 13, 2 for 7 ain't good, but 6 for 13 ain't bad. That's
it ain't bad.
Shade under 50%.
It ain't bad, but he has to. He's supposed to be the number 2 guy on the team.
But I mean, with the way they was balling though, it wasn't no need. Like everybody stepped in. Holiday was balling, Lopez was balling. Even Wishmcall came in. dunking, young, old, the big little brother Giannis came in
All right,
dunking on cats.
let me give you his numbers Wednesday. 15 points, 5 and 4, 6 for 23 from the field, and 0 for 9 from 3.
No, listen. You went back and forth about Middleton being inconsistent. So I know. I'm just saying tonight necessarily wasn't the night to say whether or not it was, how he was playing. But I agree. He has been up and down. But James Dickinson says we can't afford
the series, though, man.
But James Dickinson, I think we can afford Dinwiddie because we got a lot of money coming off the books. Tim just mentioned it earlier, talking about Tim, who was you? Green. Danny Green, we losing his money if we don't resign him.
Yeah, the white money come off if we don't resign him. That's $20 million between the two of them.
Ben does need a new mindset, Sir Wesley. I'll hope. Listen, I hope Lowry takes the hometown discount, but you got to understand this is a business.
And plus this is going to be his last, probably his last contract. So
he's going to try to get the biggest one he can.
Yeah, unless he feel like he made enough and now he just want to go home and play. Like he may be comfortable where he at with all the money he's made throughout his career and say, you know what, I could take $2 to $3 million less just to be back in my home area. I mean, that's a possibility, but more than likely he gonna go for that check.
Teddy need come off. That's $5 million right there.
My man Teddy WW3. He need Wayne on the podcast because he. See, I know a lot of Sixers fans is still in denial.
What'd he say?
He said Sixers are better than both these teams. It's all mental why they lost.
It is. I agree with that.
Giannis has endless energy. He doesn't rally gas like Embiid. I mean, I agree. Embiid conditioning. We've been talking about Embiid conditioning for the last 4 or 5 years since he's been in the league.
Yeah.
And he still hasn't done anything about it. So that's I don't know if that's him. That's him. I mean, you can't force nobody to get in the gym. Maybe you could write contracts about how much weight he got to come in. He's supposed to be when he comes in and stuff like that. But forcing him to get his condition up is all on Embiid. But watching these teams, man, I don't agree with us being a better team. I don't.
He was up 26 points and 18 points in 2.
He said them both of them, not just Atlanta, them both teams.
I'm questioning Milwaukee, but I do think we're better than Atlanta. I do agree with him and saying it was a mental thing and it was a coaching thing. I still go back on blaming Glenn Rivers on not manufacturing offense and points in that 26-point meltdown. It's no way you can tell me we was up 18. All right, I give you the 18-point loss. Atlanta started clicking, they come back. But then the same thing happens the very next game when you up 26 and you lose that game. There's no excuse on that for me. That was the series right there.
Hold on, but now y'all watch the game. These dudes are way more athletic than our team, though, too.
I agree with that.
When they get Reddish and Herter back, look at us. Toby's not athletic and not a lick. Steph's not athletic. Danny Green's not athletic. You got 3 out of the 5 starters that are non-athletes, and you want to try to guard these freak athletes? That dang.
Our starting athletic small forward, Mikal Bridges, is playing right now in Phoenix.
Very true. Very, very true. I mean, Sir Wesley, don't get me hyped. Sir Wesley talking about maybe a miracle will happen and Steph will join his brother. That may happen at the very tail end. We will get Steph when he like Chris Webber. At the tail end of his career when he can't even jump and shoot no more. Then we gonna get that Steph gonna come in here. Him and Steph gonna play together and do nothing. But I mean, it's one thing we do know for certain. I'm telling you right now. Ben is on the block. Whether or not it's going to happen or not, it remains a question. But now you got Rich Paul. I'm hearing Rich Paul contacted Morey, and they talking about if y'all going to trade him, they trying to get a favorable destination for Ben. So, and that's what you should do. You as agent, I mean, that's your client. You got to make it happen for him. But Ben is on the block.
Are they trying to work out deals?
I think they want to see what Ben does before they ship him out of here. I think they're committed to at least getting him to where he needs to be because they want to build up his value. They don't want to sell low when they get pennies on the dollar. So either way, it's going to benefit the team if they go and build him up to be a better player. Either way, it's going to benefit the team because even if they want to sell during the season, or look at Benny shooting now. Now we can get a superstar in exchange for our superstar.
What's up, J-Mar? Hey, J-Mar, who you got? You got the Bucks in 7 again? But what about that? Real quick change. That Phoenix Clippers series.
Hold on, before we talk about that, I do want to talk about that. But before we talk about that, real quick, somebody mentioned, it's the last thing we want to talk about Ben, because we got all summer to talk about where he might end up. But somebody said, who was it? I can't see. They talked about trading Ben for Therese. There you go. Aldrin J for Therese Halliburton from Sacramento. He said he heard Sacramento fans want Ben. Now, honestly, I don't know too much about the boy Halliburton, what he brings to the table. I'm kind of looking at his stats now. Rookie ball played 58 games, started 20, averaged 13 points.
He's a rookie. He's on his rookie deal. Ben is on a max contract. It just wouldn't work.
I mean, but you know,
you got to put something else in there.
I mean, but of course they're gonna make them. Yeah.
Oh, so y'all don't want the boy from Sacramento? Who's the shooter? The one yeah, y'all want Buddy?
I want Buddy in conjunction with Ben. I don't want to.
No, listen. You can't listen. Let go. Let it go. Let it go. You gotta let go.
Come November, you're gonna see Ben knocking down shots, and y'all like, this is all I wanted him to do. This is all I just wanted him. That's
J-Mar got Atlanta in 6. I got the Bucks in 7.
J-Mar Atlanta. I mean, I can't see Atlanta in 6. I think Bucks is too talented to let Atlanta beat them in 6 games. They not us. We almost got.
Yeah, I'll take that. Aldrin Dre. I'll take Halliburton and Hill for Ben. Yes.
Yeah, I would do that.
I think Maxey is going to be the difference maker next year. He's going to come back in and be on that Terrence Mann type play next year.
I could see that. I got a lot of hope for Max.
You see how Terrence Mann is.
Terrence Mann had one good game.
No, Terrence Mann been playing pretty decent.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry. He had one great.
I agree, but he's been playing solid though.
He has been solid, but that game he had was great.
Oh yeah, it definitely was. Go ahead. I mean, since we're going to go ahead and talk about the Clippers in Phoenix.
I think Clippers win game 2.
Yeah, they'll be home.
It's going to be 2-2. It's going to be 2. This is going to be a wild series. Chris Paul didn't look like he gave him a boost. And what's the Air Force One, black Air Force One, Pat Beverly.
Oh, Project Pat.
Up in Booker's guts.
That's the type of ball we need on our team. We need that project ball. But here's the thing with the Clippers, and this is what I want to say. Elton Brand wanted to hire Tyrone Lue last year, and the Sixers brass refused to hire him. And you see how great of a coach is. He makes a lot of in-game changes. He's been doing really good as far as not playing. Like Pat Beverly was unplayable last series, but this series, he's a beast. He's playing, he's shifting them in and out. He don't care who you are. He'll sit you if you feel like the matchup is not working for him. He makes those in-game adjustments. That's who we should have hired. Elton Brand wanted to hire him. Sixers brass said no. They wanted D'Antoni. And then when Doc became available, they said they both agreed, okay, let's do Doc Rivers.
I agree. I agree with, and I think we were all in agreement that we wouldn't mind Tyrone Lue. I think we all kind of thought he'll be a good coach coming in here. And he has, if they come back to this series, it would have to be the first time ever a team has lost the first 2 games and come back and won every series. Yeah. Every series they've lost the first 2 games, and so far they 2-0 in the last 2 series. And if they come back and win this draw, this will be incredible on so many different levels, but it will show you too the power of a good coach. I always said this for a long time, and I believe this in almost all sports, football, basketball, especially the 2 I watch the most. If 2 teams are evenly matched talent-wise, the thing that separates you is your coach, because now he's going to make sure you get the max out of the talent that you have. Coach. Sometimes people try to overlook the importance of coaching. That you can't because this the dude that galvanizes everybody. He's the dude that puts people in the right position. He the X's and O's behind everything. Players play, and yeah, they make stuff happen, but sometimes players play to their own detriment. They don't always
just be like, I'm just gonna ride with the player that got me here. You gotta, and while you're in the playoffs, you can't do that.
My thing is Glenn is hard headed. And that's his downfall. He reminds me of that Andy Reid stuff that used to get under my skin. Where remember Andy Reid used to believe in not when you don't need wide receiver to win and stuff like that.
He didn't like not linebackers, and he didn't like wide receivers for some reason. Drafting linebackers was just against his religion.
And Glenn is hard headed because remember he went on that statement saying he's not benching Ben, so he had to stick to that because he didn't want to look like an idiot.
But then he did though.
He started benching.
But then he did. It was
but he did it too late to the detriment of the team. He did it too late. And you hurt your own team. Your pride allowed you to hurt your own team. Your pride and you not trying to hurt Ben's pride. When you're a coach, you can't really care about nobody's feelings. Yeah. You can't. You have to do what's best for the team. And Glenn let us down on that.
Let me make sure this though. Patrick Beverly, is he a dirty player?
He's just over aggressive and it looks dirty.
So that means he's a dirty player.
No, you know how he over aggressive.
I agree with you. I don't think dirty player means you intention like Romanowski, like you trying to hurt bulls, you biting fingers and when the ball underneath the piles, a fumble going on, and you kicking people in the groin and you groin biting and finger biting. That's dirty to me. When you intentionally like the dude who used to play with my fault, y'all. Like the dude who used to play with Golden State. What's his name? The one who walked underneath Kawhi. He's I'm gonna say Patrick. That's not his name. I can't remember his name. He who twists Kawhi ankle. That's dirty stuff. He purposely knew Kawhi ankle was suspect, and then he walks up underneath him and stands there and lets Kawhi ankle knocks Kawhi out. I think Beverly just hype. He just overly hype, and sometimes it causes injury. But I don't think he mean to injure nobody.
He dirty.
I don't think dirt. I mean, why would you say that though? What gives you reason to say he's dirty?
Don't forget he did the Westbrook injury. I mean, then just if you're that aggressive, being that aggressive is not going to be good for anybody.
Nah, I understand because I'm aggressive like that in basketball.
You're a dirty player, it's okay.
See, and I got that a lot when I was playing dirty, but I wasn't intentionally trying to hurt nobody.
But you did.
It's aggressive.
But that's what I'm saying.
Like I said, but it wasn't intentional. That's what I'm telling you. I don't intentionally go out to hurt you, but that just happens in the plays being aggressive. Yeah, and aggressive bulls never get hurt for some reason.
I know. Somebody said Marky 215. He said Pat Bev is. You think Pat Bev is a dirty player? I mean, tell me why you think. Like I said, I just think I don't. Even when he hurt Westbrook, he was charging. I think at a loose ball, Westbrook came off the screen. So I can't remember exactly how it happened, but he kind of charged into him trying to get the ball. He didn't just aimlessly charge into him. Even when he headbutted Devin Booker. He actually took a swipe for the ball and then leaned forward. Like I don't think he meant it was just the way he plays sometimes is so out of control. This is what happens. You end up hurting somebody. When you out of control, more than likely you end up hurting somebody. And like either said, it's normally the other person. So exactly. I mean, but a boy like him though, for real, as much as he irritates you when he not on your team, when he on your team, you love him. You love that type dude. Love him. And we had one Pat Bev, we be in the Eastern Conference Finals. Right?
Yeah, we don't have nobody that gets that bring that energy. We don't have no energy guy, man. So
I agree with Titans DMC. He said yes, Pat is dirty. So is Draymond. I 100% agree with you.
No,
Draymond not dirty. Draymond not dirty. That's what I'm saying. These dudes are just aggressive and like J Mart said, reckless. That's a good word. They aggressive and reckless. It's not dirty. It's like a reckless driver. He's not purposely trying to crash, but because you so reckless, what's going to happen? You're going to end up banging out.
Yeah. Do you not know what he's doing? If you know what you're doing, that makes you dirty.
No, my thing is that's his style of play. He's made his niche, and he's made his money. He's made his keep from playing aggressive and being. You can't. All right, is he the best scorer? No. Is he the best rebounder? No. Is he the best passer? No. One thing he knows he can play is defense. So when you play defense, especially on an elite level, you playing against elite players, Booker, Chris Paul, Westbrook, you got to ratchet it up. You got to turn that D up a little bit. And sometimes these boys just a victim of circumstances. I don't think when you say dirty to me, that just means you intentionally doing stuff to hurt dudes. I don't think he's intentionally. He's trying to
believes he's a dirty player.
He might because he got hurt.
They said that this is why I got to give Booker credit. They said, Rip Hamilton said he had his nose broke 2 times. And he said both times he needed anesthesia. They said Booker ain't getting no anesthesia. When they was straightening his nose, he was like, give it to me raw. He a cannon. Listen, he representing hard for the light-skinned community right now, man. I got to tip my hat.
That's the only reason why you like him. Because
no, listen, I like it because he a baller. He the boy, same boy dropped 72. He is a legit baller, but I like a dude who just go hard. Game. I like a dude go.
He got a nice mid range. But this gonna be a battle.
I got the Clippers, or Phoenix.
I got Phoenix, and I'm gonna say Phoenix in 6.
Phoenix in 6. I think the Clippers.
No, I think that game. This series going 7. They going.
It would be nice if both go 7, man. You know.
7.
But who y'all got? Who y'all got in the finals? If y'all guess right now.
I was saying the Suns at first, but I think I'm saying Clippers in Milwaukee. I think it's gonna be Clippers in Milwaukee in the finals.
So if Paul George wins this thing without Kawhi,
he has maybe reached superstar status.
He still gets a ring.
He has redeemed himself tremendously.
Yes,
hats off to Paul George to play and to keep playing with that type of scrutiny and everybody coming at you every time you have a bad game and to keep your head up. We know mentally he's tough. He ain't weak like Ben.
No, I'm saying Ben can do the same thing. Ben can learn from this lesson from what Paul George went through last.
Listen, some people it's just life, man. Some people got, some people don't. Well, you can't make somebody into something they're not.
Last year in a bubble when he was cracking,
but he was missing, but he kept shooting. But he didn't shell up. Ben shelled up and didn't shoot.
He folded.
He was missing.
He was missing, but he didn't go into a shell and not want the ball.
This is what I say before. This on the free throw line, just missing everything.
No, Ben didn't have no choice but to shoot the free throws. Ben didn't want. It was a point Ben didn't even hardly want to touch the ball. As soon as he passed half court, he gave that ball up.
He changed.
I mean, Kawhi had a bad game 7. Paul had pretty much a bad series. But despite that, he kept shooting. I agree. And I said this to y'all before. I'm not mad. I'm not going to say a player choked if he keeps shooting. If sometimes you're just off. Now, are you mentally choking a little bit because you kind of getting a little bit more intimidated about the moment? Maybe that might be possible, but I'm not going to say you completely fell apart if you still keep shooting. You just going down. I would rather have you shoot than not. This is why everybody's so mad at Ben. They would rather have you just shoot than not. Just shoot the ball. What's the worst that can happen? You're going to miss. All right, so what? That's why everybody got to get Giannis props because what Pimpin said about Giannis, he said Giannis don't care if he missed. He don't care what people say. He's going to keep shooting. This is the problem with Ben, but I mean, as we go.
Giannis went through a lot. Wasn't he like selling stuff on the side of the road at like 11 years old, like in France or something?
Yo, I wish we had more time because I would like to address some Scottie Pippen comments too. But I don't know.
We can do that tomorrow after we're gonna come on tomorrow after the Clippers, that Clippers Suns game, and then we can talk about Scottie. He had a lot to say about Ben Simmons and a lot to say about LeBron James and
Kevin Durant.
KD, talking about KD. Him and KD got into it a little bit.
KD comments we definitely got discussed.
Yo, KD shot right back though. Like
he always comeback game. Back. KD got the fastest Twitter fingers in the history of the game.
Yeah. He working like 6 accounts.
He don't play.
Hey, Marky 215, I will agree with you. That play that Draymond poked LeBron in the face in the playing game, I did think that was a little dirty. I thought that might have been a little suspect. But ultimately, more often than not, I don't think Draymond a dirty player. I think he just go hard. And he another player. He don't score. He's a good passer though, but he don't score well. His rebounds is cool. He can grab you rebounds, but he'll have no jump shot. His 3 is suspect, and he'll have no real moves. Period, offensively. But one thing we know Draymond could do, and one thing he know he could do is play defense. So he's gonna be all over. All
right, y'all. So we out this joint. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for coming in live. We just said, let's go live after the game and let's just talk about it. So appreciate y'all joining us.
He's a Greek freak, Tim. He's not in France, they said, real quick for you. And they say he's from Greece.
Okay. Oh, yeah, Greek freak. Well, regardless, he was hustling on the side of the road.
So he was selling oranges on the side out of a basket or something.
Let me ask y'all, well, do y'all think his brother can play?
No, but it don't matter. He got it. That's what's called nepotism.
No, but you know what his brother is?
Your son work with you?
His brother is an
athlete. Job with you, right?
Yeah, my son works.
Exactly. So it's the same thing. Nepotism. If you get your sibling,
it's different though. It's different. It's different. It's different than if you.
But Giannis' brother actually an athlete. He's an athlete. He can bring something to the team, I think. We'll see. I mean, he don't play enough for me to really judge him. The only time you see him play is in garbage time. So I can't really say whether he can play or not. I don't know. Maybe he can. That's why he don't play until garbage time. Or maybe just the dudes that's in front of him are a little better and ready to go and he not. I don't know. I got to see him play. I can't make a full
Giannis got his brother. You know his brothers moved in with him when he had his baby with his girl so they could help take care of the baby. They're a tight family. So
that's good.
So what Giannis wants, Giannis gets. And Giannis said, I want my brothers to make a couple $1 million to chill. And the organization said, we're not losing you. So they brought his brother in. That's what you do.
Yeah, that's what you do. I can't be mad.
I ain't mad at that.
Maybe Ben could get his sister on the payroll or something.
He needs to get away from his family. That's the problem.
I think his sister might be the only one to give it to him straight, though, be honest with you.
I think so. I like her too. I wish her nothing but the best. But look, Milwaukee.
Somebody said Ben for Giannis' brother straight up.
That's hate. I'm not going to. This podcast is not going to be a Ben Simmons hate podcast. I'm going to support my dude.
Yo, we got a couple people real quick because we got a couple people. Well, not a couple people. We got one more. My man GMA Leach. I was going back and forth with comments like that for a minute, and now he talking about he don't like the Ben hate, so he ain't listening no more. I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. You got to understand. Don't let your feelings get in the way of what's happening. This is real. It's not about Ben hate. It's about the reason why we lost. And Ben was the major contributing factor. Yeah, B could have did some things better. Toby definitely could have did some things better. Our bench could have stepped up more. All this is factors, but Ben was what he was. I mean, hopefully, I think we're going to have to keep him. Honestly, I don't think you're going to get value. So hopefully we can fix him in the offseason and see what happens. If not,
but I do believe that Embiid was the number one factor why we lost the series.
All right, nah, no, he wasn't. Dude must be crazy.
When you turn the ball over 8 times,
I'm not gonna let you end with that.
That was the reason why.
I'm not gonna let you end with that. Ben Simmons
those 8 turnovers.
All right, y'all. We out.
All right,
we'll see y'all.
Final thought.
I'm not gonna let you know.
8 turnovers.
Nah, we out. We'll see y'all tomorrow.
8 turnovers.
If y'all round
in one game, 8 turnovers the game before that.
We'll see y'all round. Ben Simmons.
Bucks 125, 91 over
30% from the free throw line.
Yeah, but it's okay. Ben led to all this fast break spot of Atlanta Hawks, but no matter.